Art, they say, is the mirror of society, and institutions protect and preserve the society. Therefore, we expect government to be in full support of the arts. With that, I welcome you to another edition of the Arts Arena. Today, we look at government's role in performance arts. We're privileged to have with us in the studio Mr. Shaibu Hussaini. He's a culture journalist, a performing artist, an administrator, one of the founding members of the National Troupe of Nigeria, and the founding president of the Dancers Guild. That tells me you have some serious moves.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure we'll get to see some before you go.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully. Welcome to the show. Welcome
Thank you
to the
so
show.
much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Let's get straight into it. What is government's perception of performing arts?
Oh, well, I think that they understand the fact that they have a role to play in the promotion, the projection, and the preservation of our culture first. They know that they have a responsibility for promotion and projection of our culture, which is why they set up agencies. And they have gone beyond just setting up the ministry to set up respective agencies and departments that will carry out specific. For instance, the National Troupe was established to promote Nigerian culture in dance, music, and drama. The National Gallery is there to promote the fine arts, The National Council for Arts and Culture is there to promote, arts generally, crafts and all that. The Center for Black was established by the Nigerian government to promote Black and African art civilization and all that. So it's an established fact that government has a responsibility for the promotion of the arts.
I see you know your onions when it comes to these issues. and you took the question right out of my mouth with regards to promotion.
Yeah.
Would you say government is doing enough to promote the arts?
Oh, well, I may not at the moment say that they are doing enough, as in the word enough.
Yeah.
But I will say that they have done, they have tried, They have tried. I mean, the mere fact that they set up the Ministry of Information is one thing. And I think gradually they are beginning to understand that we cannot depend on oil. We need to diversify.
Diversification.
And the only industry that you can rely on, especially talking about this present government, which is very determined, which is very committed to the diversification agenda, is to rely on an industry like the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And the recent rebasing of our economy, I think last year or so, have proven that it is possible for the entertainment industry to contribute to the GDP. Because
Generate
last year,
revenue.
they told us 1.4 billion was from the entertainment industry. That was a lot of money. So they need to begin to look towards that direction to do. And I'm very excited because we have a ministry and a minister who is very committed to making sure that we diversify and then go towards culture, go towards tourism, go towards entertainment, in order to get revenue for the country, in order to solve the problem of unemployment, and all that. And in order to give people what to relax with. The society is so tensed up.
Tell me about it.
People need things. People need to go to cinemas to see films. People need to go to theaters. The other day we were having a performance, the National Troupe, somewhere in Ikeja roundabout. And there were people who were confessing that they've not seen cultural performances done outside.
Okay.
That means that, and that person should be like 30-something years old. So if you allow that person to be 50 years without seeing a cultural program, then you know that you have done that person a great disservice.
Yes.
So they have a responsibility to do that, and they have tried their best, but they need to do much more in promotion of the arts. They need to do much more.
Mr. Shaibu,
yes.
Let me just ask you, what can you propose? If you were in a position to effect a change, in government, what would you do?
See, government don't necessarily have to give people money to make films or do arts, but they can establish the enabling environment for you to perform.
Okay, I like that word, enabling environment.
We're talking about spaces. We don't have spaces for performing arts. We need spaces. The National Theatre is not enough. all these other centers that you have, they are not even performance spaces. They are make-do spaces.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see where you can do a good theater in a hotel. I don't see where you can do a good theater in a space that is not designed for it.
Yeah.
It's called a cinema because it's designed for you to watch film. If you do any other thing, it is not a cinema.
Defeated the purpose.
It is called a theater because you are there to go and perform. So if you go to any other space, you don't have it. But you need to provide those kind of spaces for people to show their arts.
Okay.
And government has a responsibility to do that. If government, for instance, we have 774 local governments, and government decided to establish one community theater and community cinema house in each of the 774 local governments. That's 774 community theaters and community cinema houses.
Okay.
If you have a play, for instance, Arts Arena show, and it's a musical,
Yes.
you put your Arts Arena musical on 774 stage.
Now you've just given us an idea to run with.
In fact, I don't mind to be a choreographer. I don't mind to come back and do a choreography for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just giving you that analogy. They
Yeah.
need to create that environment. They don't have to give these people money. They don't need money. Once you have the enabling environment, arts will flourish.
True.
People will create works. People will get their monies and they go to do their thing. For instance, if we had the 774 community cinemas and let me borrow Kunle Afolayan, for instance. I become a Kunle Afolayan.
Yes.
And I make a good film like he's doing. And I take my film around this country in 774. Okay, my film opens today in 774 centers.
Simultaneously.
And there are only 30 people in the hall. Please help me do the calculation. We're in the arts, we are not in a mathematics show. But do calculation.
It's a lot of money.
30.
It's a lot of money.
Ah, my brother. Kunle will not need to go to anybody. In fact, bankers will be running to meet Kunle because he already has money to do the next film. He doesn't have to go and begin to beg anybody. But government needs to do that.
Now we're talking about creating an enabling environment.
Yeah.
Is government, have they created laws, enabling laws that will make the art and, the performance industry flourish?
Yeah, that is even one area that I think I must, without sounding patronizing, commend the present government.
Okay.
We have been running on autopilot without structures that will help us, that will sustain the growth that we have in the industry. For instance, our Nollywood is rated second best in the world by virtue of the fact that we produce plenty movies every year.
Numbers.
Not like quality, like quantity. But that's not to deride them. They are doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
But do you know that this Nollywood has been running without a policy?
Tell me about it.
Like, no film policy. The last one was drafted in 1992. It has never been implemented. The only aspect of the film policy that was implemented was the establishment of the Nigerian Film Corporation and the National Film and Video Census Board. And after that, that's it. Nobody is talking about tax rebates. Nobody is talking about pulling some monies of the tax that the entertainment tax into a particular fund.
Okay.
So that it can be used to support the growth of the arts. Nobody is talking about that. All those ones are in the film policy. We have been running on autopilot, like I said. Nigeria is without a functional cultural policy. It's only this administration now that has decided that, look, they just had a recent culture summit. The current minister made sure that event held. Okay. They had a current culture summit, and they're just about dusting those documents, and they want to present them to council so that council can approve, so that we can have a cultural policy, so that somebody cannot come tomorrow and tell us, oh, because I like movie practitioners, I want to give you 3 billion to go and do film. Don't give us those kind of money. It's already in the policy that government has to give us so amount of money. So we don't have to go and campaign for you. No, it's already stated in the policy. The policy says every local government must have a community viewing center. So if I'm appointed a local government chairman, for instance, there's already a policy that says that I should do that.
It's expected.
It's expected, If people are coming from abroad to come and do a show here, for instance, we say the policy says that there must be 70% for a local content and 30%, so it's already in the policy.
Yeah.
Are you a creative person? Are you looking for the right partner to help you transform your talent into your business? We can help with that. First Bank SME Connect. Visit sme.firstbanknigeria.com to find out more.
You first. First Bank.
Welcome back. This is the Arts Arena.
There's something I'd like you to reiterate. Tell me.
Yeah.
Are there existing initiatives set up by the government to promote the performing arts? And how can practitioners, tap into these opportunities, that they get from these initiatives?
Yeah, well, in time past, there have been different initiatives that have been introduced by successive governments and all that. The problem is that some of those things are mostly ad hoc. So it's come and go. For instance, the Project Act Nollywood initiative, which is a 3 billion naira grant initiative for capacity building, for production, and for distribution. Except it was more like an ad hoc thing. If the election had not happened when it happened, they would have finished the 3 billion naira. But now they have like 1.9 billion left. And when this government came into power, this government says, we won't give out this 1.9 million naira immediately.
1.9 billion, you mean?
1.9 billion naira immediately, which was remaining.
Yeah.
We don't want it to be like an ad hoc or one-off thing.
Yeah.
We want to sustain it. So this government now decided to put up a committee that would advise them on how that funding can be sustained.
Yeah.
So we need that kind of structure that this government is trying to do so that practitioners can tap into them. But nobody can tap into an ad hoc structure. If you put a canopy, for instance, and you ask people to stay under the canopy, and the wind comes and takes away the canopy, there's nothing they can do.
True.
But if they are under a structure, even if the wind pulls off the roof, there's an assurance that they will put the roof back. So it's the kind of structure that they can tap into that we should be looking for. For instance, we just had a culture summit, the very first culture summit, I think, in recent history that we had. Practitioners were invited, they came, they made suggestions. And part of their suggestions was that this has to be done, the cultural policy has to be enacted, there need to be capacity training institutions that are set up so that we don't have to always look for money to go abroad to train.
Set it up here.
We need to set it up here so that people can learn and all that. We need to enhance our production capacities. We need to also solve the issue of distribution and all that. We need to begin to, give people some incentive to set up cinema. In fact, attract real investment into the industry. And you can only attract investment to an industry if you provide incentives. And the only person that can the only institution that can provide incentive is government. So we are still back to the same argument of the role of government.
Yeah.
They are the only ones. They are the only ones who can say,
It's a major role.
Yeah,
Major
you want
role.
to set up a big studio, for instance, and you're looking for land. They are the
Government.
landowners. They are the landowners.
Yeah.
You are looking for permits. They are the people who give permits. You are looking for this and that. They are the people who do it. So we need to maybe just take a break.
Yeah.
The productions can be going on because people need to be entertained.
Yeah.
But as we're doing all that, we are also thinking of sustainable structure. I believe in something that will outlive.
Sustainable structure.
Sustainable structure. Something that should outlive us.
Exactly.
Not something that we do just because we want
Just
want to
a
do.
seasonal thing
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then-
yeah. That's why I like this whole idea of setting up the endowment fund. for the arts.
Yeah.
So that everybody in the arts. So somebody will not say, oh, the money was for filmmakers. The money is not for musicians and the rest. No, everybody should go to that pot and get whatever they want to get. That's why I like the idea of setting up the Practitioners Council. That's why I like the idea of setting up a entertainment market for the industry. As big as this industry is, we don't have a market. We don't have a film market. We don't have an entertainment. Each time there's something, we run to America, American film market. We run to South Africa. We run to every other country to go. Yes, it's good to go and network, but we also need to bring people here to come because that's a way of also promoting tourism in the country. That's a way of exposing the country in such a way that people will see. One thing, most of the knowledge that people have about this industry is warped. If you go abroad and you hear how these people talk about Nollywood, sometimes I sit at those conferences and somebody will be talking about Nollywood. I will just touch myself and say, am I this Shaibu from this Nigeria? What is this guy talking about this? But because the internet is there, there's a site you can just go there and type and upload, whether you're an authority or not. Or whatever you read, you can just type there and put there. If they say Shaibu Seni is a girl, you type Shaibu Seni again. People will believe, and I'm a full man, So the thing is that we need to bring people in here to do whatever. And that's why very recently somebody was quarreling that they brought some facilitators from Japanese to come and teach us some things at the Film Institute. And he was quarreling. I said, what? Do we need to go there? Let them come here.
Yeah.
Let them come and experience.
Well said.
Let them come here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shuaibu.
Yeah,
I mean, talking to you has been so insightful.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I feel like recommending you, to the federal government. These are men that need to be empowered. I mean, you're a man that obviously knows his onions.
Thank you so much.
I truly appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
We have a little token for you from from our sponsors, First Bank.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
First Bank.
Yes.
They have a
That's for
long
you.
history of promotion of the arts.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
All right, ladies
I
and
value
gentlemen, this is still the Arts Arena. We still have some more guests coming to talk to us about the role of government in the performing arts. Don't go nowhere. See you in a bit.
There's an old saying in Nigeria, a single tree cannot make a forest. At First Bank, we started from humble beginnings, and with prudent management and bold acquisitions, we have grown to meet the needs of our customers throughout Nigeria and beyond. You first, First Bank.
Welcome back. This is still the Arts Arena. We're still talking about the role of government in promoting the performing arts. I have another special guest in the studio with me right now. He is distinguished thespian Babatunde Obalano, FTA. And he is the national president of the National Association of Theatre Arts Practitioners. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Good to be here.
Yes. And, like I said earlier, we're talking about the role of government in promoting performing arts. Sometimes there's the opinion that government is not doing enough or they're doing a lot and we don't know about it. I would like to know, what are your thoughts on this?
Actually, I do not think that we should mince words about that. There's absolutely no doubt in our minds that government has not been doing enough.
Okay.
We've had some little what do you call them, initiatives here and there, for example, the cultural policy, the film policy and all that. But those things have not been implemented in all their fullness.
So the problem is the implementation.
Yes,
Okay.
it's not the idea. We've always had ideas. We've always had practitioners or technocrats or cultural administrators who are put in places who naturally should be able to carry out the implementation. However, when they are not given the necessary wherewithal to do that, then how do you expect them to perform? The necessary framework for the industry to grow is not even there. Nigeria was rebased not too long ago, and they said that the industry contributed about 5% to the gross domestic product, and they said that meant that they ought to give attention to the industry. I mean, it was like a revelation to them. Can you imagine? What we have been telling them for like ages, that look, you guys, finally they now woke up because they did the rebasing. And this is something that we've been telling them for years. An industry that gives you over, what, 300 billion naira without any governmental injection, just from the hard work of practitioners right and left who are hustling day in, day out, from Lagos to Kano, from Oyo to Akwa Ibom. Everybody is just like trying to outdo each other, you know, going on to the next level, doing greater things, greater works, bringing all kinds of talents and several innovations that are just being introduced into the industry. People are going to get loans, going to sell off properties, and just to make sure that they practice, just to practice. However, I must say that we must give a lot of credit to the incumbent minister, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who seems to at least understand the challenges and is going about it in a pragmatic manner to be able to provide some solution. Recently, he set up the Motion Pictures Professionals Council of Nigeria, MOPICON, and that body was basically to review the documents that have been lying there for the past 20 years, and he wants to give life to it because he believes that there's a need for a council to run the affairs of the industry. However, we need to make the point that there is no way you can have a Ministry of Information and Culture without tourism. You know, the tourism and culture are like Siamese twins.
Intertwined.
They are intertwined. It's the way of the people. Tourism is where we make the money. The money-making arm of culture is tourism. Nigeria is a blessed, vast country, and this much was said at the National Summit in Abuja about 2 months ago. The point remains that we need to open up all the potentialities of Nigeria in the area of tourism. So much so that if we're able to galvanize this humongous momentum, we will be we'll move away from the one product country, relying on the black gold.
Important point.
We are talking of unemployment in the country today. You're looking at an industry that presently employs well over 100,000 people. And we're not talking of governmental, just across the length and breadth of Nigeria. The over 100,000 people are employed. Definitely, if we have a lot of injection, you can be sure that the industry can
double what it's doing.
If with what we're doing that much. I mean, in the mouth of the president read a speech. The minister of, I think the minister who represented him, he made a statement that it is time for us to diversify. The general word in government now is there's a need to diversify, and
we don't really have a choice, really. We need to diversify.
We need to diversify. And one of those areas is, of course, the creative industry.
So, would you say this present administration is very prospective in terms of, you know, developing the industry? I think you know, as they always say, if you don't have hope, then you are a dead man. With the steps that has been taken by the minister, I remain very positive and hopeful in my mind he's on the right track. Now, whether he achieves those goals, that's another.
And by how much he achieves them is another matter. But as we speak presently, I think he has been one of the most dynamic cultural information ministers that we've had in a long time. But by and large, we believe that with forums like this, we will get it right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Babatunde. Wow, it's been lovely talking to you. This is a gift from our sponsors, First Bank, for you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm sure when we reach out to you again, you will not hesitate to come back.
Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate this.
Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been the Arts Arena. I'm sure you had a great time. It was really, really lovely talking to you, Mr. Babatunde, honestly. Till we come your way again next time, next week, stay out of trouble. We'll see you.